I have a 101 on my clock. So let's get started with Tool Time with Brittany. We have a special guest, Dennis. I think he jumped on last time, but I think I didn't let him talk. So I'm going to let him
No,
have
you
the
did.
floor first.
You let me
See if
talk.
he has anything.
Yeah, hey, I would ask Ken Wright. I see him on. Do you know why the toothbrush crossed the road? He may not come off mute. We'll see. Well, anyway, I'll tell you why the toothbrush crossed the road. It's to get a change of pace. All right. So, yeah, no, I really don't have a whole lot
Because
today.
this is Erica and not Ken.
That's why. All right, next time I'll know. Um, so the storm we're watching that still looks like it's being a little more favorable to us. So that's good. Bad news for our folks down in Sarasota and Tampa. If it holds true to what it looks like right now. So just kind of keep your thoughts and prayers for them if you would. And then also, if we do have some catastrophe down there and there is a lot of destruction, just kind of keep them on your mind. We'll probably put together something for them, whether it's a truck going down there with water and diapers or whatever it is. Just kind of think about that a little bit. And if that comes to pass, we'll be making that plan and letting you guys know about that so you can certainly help us out. The only other thing is listings. I kind of kidded around when I first came on about listings. The whole state for the month is down in listings about 20%, except for Northwest Florida. Northwest Florida, we're actually up 24, almost 25% in listings for the month. So you guys are killing it. Kate has challenged us as a team for every single agent to get a listing before the end of the year. So that would mean for us another 700 listings before the end of the year. So you guys can do it. I know you can. We've always been able to excel at that better than everybody else. So whatever you can do to help propel us to that 700 number, I would appreciate it. With that, I'm gonna turn it back over to Brittany. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for that update. I know all of us are really watching that track and it was looking bad. You never want to wish for it to go somewhere else, right? Because it's someone else's livelihood. So I feel bad being like, don't go to us, don't go to us, but it's like, don't go to us. But we'll be on the eye. I definitely want to help. So keep us informed if we can help in any way.
Will do. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, guys. So I have a really good tool time scheduled for today. It's being recorded. You can always find the recordings on my YouTube channel. I link it in the chat. I'll do that again at the end of the recording. Today, we're going to be talking about your profiles. Profiles in all different types of places. So we're going to go through all the different profiles, make sure they're all up to date. I'm going to show you where to go. We're going to update your business Facebook page profile. And I'm also going to show you how to create a Google business Google business page, which you should have as a realtor. And then I'm also going to talk about it on a couple other sites. I think you should have at least a profile. And if you don't already, trying to piggyback off of what we talked about last week, which was social media. So this kind of ties in, making sure all your profiles are streamlined and seamless. And then next week we'll go into another tool, which I believe we're going to do next week is Market Quest, because there's some really great aspects to that. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to pop off mute and ask me. I like to open it up at the beginning if you guys have any pressing questions, and then I also like to open it up at the end. So does anyone have anything that's just came up today and you have to have the answer to? Anything pressing?
Brittany,
Want
Brittany, can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me? Okay, I don't know about pressing, but what you just said about the Google page, are you able? I know you said you're going to put it in the chat. Can you expound on that a little bit? Because I'm not the most tech savvy person, but uh, I would like to know more about the Google page.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to show you how to set one up today and then what the importance is of a Google page. So I think that might answer most of your questions. But at the end, Mona, if you have more questions, please feel free to ask me after I show you. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like an amazing plan. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. Somebody can tell me yes or no.
And we can see it.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay, so this is mycbdesk.com. The most important, I would say, profile right now that we're really concentrating as a marketing team is your desk profile. This desk profile at the top right-hand corner feeds into a lot of our programs. It feeds into Moxie, most importantly. A lot of times I get phone calls from agents and they're in their Moxie tile and they say, Brittany, I can't change my profile. That's because everything is getting changed right here on this profile on CB Desk. So I'm going to click in here. I'm going to pretend to be somebody so you can see what it looks like. My profile doesn't look like your guys' profile looks like. So I'm going to pretend to be Karen Cosgrove because she always gives me permission. I could spell her name. Jeez. Too many things going on today that my brain is just like, woo. Okay, Karen Cosgrove. So when you drop into your desk profile, this is what it's going to look like. This is where you can edit your picture. So to edit your picture, you're going to click these three little dots. You can either upload and replace or download your picture. For some reason, if you can't find the picture that you downloaded in here, you could download it. But you can also, if as you're getting new pictures, you're going to want to come here and update. That kind of brings me to my first point. If you haven't updated your headshot in the last 2 years, it's time for another one. I would really say every year you should be getting an updated one, but I'll let you slide with 2 years. There's some agents out there that I meet with and I've never met them before, but I've seen a picture and that is definitely not the same person that I met with in that picture. So don't be that person. You know, we want to make sure that when you're meeting with clients, they know who you are and they're expecting that person. I mean, there's pictures that you guys get away with all the time. I think that look like you, but just use your discretion. I think an updated headshot is always necessary, as well as, you know, camera quality changes, things like that. And then as you use that profile picture and you resize it a million times, the quality gets bad, right? It gets pixelated. It doesn't look as good as a marketing material. So let's get a new headshot if you haven't already. I know that this is a recent one of Karen. So that is great. Make sure all your information here is correct. If you see anything that's locked, this is something that you will have to ask your SSA to change. So the reason why it's pulling these specific things in here is because when you onboarded with us, which could be 5 years ago, 1 year ago, or 20 years ago, this is the information you gave us. So if the phone number is not correct, we'll get there. You are going to want to go in there and ask your SSA to update that for you. And that is done through Trident. So they're the only ones that have access to that, SSAs and managers. Languages spoken. So we do have some agents that are bilingual. So go ahead and add in the different types of languages you speak if it's not just English. And bio. So we're going to be talking about bio a lot today. If you do not have a professional bio that you've actually sat down and written, this is your homework for today. Your bio is very important. Sometimes it's the only impression people get of you other than, you know, your picture. So let's make sure that you have a really great bio. And by great bio, I don't mean that it needs to be 900 pages long, but just needs to be something, right? Let's not leave it blank. Even if you're new to real estate, there is ways to write a bio to leverage your experience from your past and really put that into some amazing words that can just showcase how great you're going to be to help them in their real estate journey. So if you need help writing a bio, there's a couple things that you can do. Number one is you can just Google real estate bio, which is what I do 90% of the time when you guys ask me for help, and read some really great ones for real estate professionals out there. The other thing is we do have this amazing thing on desk called Design Concierge, and they will help you write a bio. It does cost some money, but if you are not good at writing a bio and you want one that's great and you don't know where to start, that's an option. And then number three is really sitting down with your manager and maybe just talking about your value proposition and encompassing your bio around your value prop. So if you haven't sat down and written your value prop with your manager, I say schedule a one-on-one with them. They'd be happy to do that. And it kind of coincides with our business planning coming up, is really trying to get all of your things streamlined and ready to go for the new year. And to Dennis's point, to close out the year strong, right? We want to make sure that we're business as usual and we're closing it out strong. So make sure you have a bio because it's going to go in multiple places. The other little tip I want to give you is you're probably going to have to come and update it, right? So if you have, like, I have 10 years of real estate experience, when a year goes by, you're going to have to go and put 11. So don't just like set it and forget it. Make sure it's something that's ever evolving. So I would save it as a document on your computer in your Word and just name it like Brittany Moulton's bio. And then that way you can go in there and you can edit it when you need to, or as things change. Maybe you win a designation this year because you're an amazing agent, because I know all y'all are. you can go ahead and put there that you won a designation this year, an award. So just keep that in mind. This is your homework today if you don't already have one, or maybe you have one and you're looking at it right now and you think, this has changed a lot. Maybe it's time to refresh it and get a new look on it. Another important thing that I think you should have in all of your profiles is a professional video URL. We've talked about video in the past, but let me just reiterate how imperative video is right now. Video is king. It's gonna be king. It's one of those things. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't like video. It's not your thing. You don't even know where to start. There's a couple options you have, right? You can pick up your cell phone. We have Bill Martin who does that all the time, and he does his porch coffee with Bill. We have Paige Bryan that does that out of the PACE office. They're just comfortable picking up their phone and, just going with it. Some of y'all aren't as comfortable doing that. You can calculate it and just sit at home with a ring light and record yourself with a little intro video. Or we do have an amazing partner out of Sunbelt. Kimberly will sit down with you and she'll help you script and write and produce a professional video in, a matter of minutes. So you have some options, if you're comfortable doing it on your own, that's wonderful. If you're not, then I would say get with Kim or get with me. I can help you. We can sit down. I would love to help you get a professional video together, because this can go in multiple places too. And you're going to see as we go through all of our profiles where that can get put. And a lot of times, if you have a video and someone watches, they can see your mannerisms, how you speak, how you act, right? In marketing, people work with people that they like and know and trust, but they also like people that they can relate to. So if you talk like them or you say something that relates to them, for instance, I'm a mom, I have children. If I was to choose a real estate professional, I would obviously choose someone that's a parent too, only because my kids are my everything. And I know that I would need A, B, C, D for my home. And that real estate agent would know because she's a mom too, right? I can relate. So a video is just a really great way of getting in front of people and really getting to know someone before you even meet them. Any designations you have or specializations you're going to want to put in your desk profile. Very important, when you make any changes to this profile, you need to select the Save Changes button. And remember that it does take sometimes 24 hours for anything to populate. So if you change your desk profile picture today, you might not see that reflect until tomorrow in your Moxie. Just give it a little bit. It's got a lot of back end things that it's got to go through and change. So just remember that. Contact info, this is where I was telling you about, you might have some funky dunky numbers in here, and maybe you can't change it or whatnot. Go ahead and change them if you can. If they're locked, get with your SSA and they can change it. Mailing address is just if you had any postcards mailed to you or anything like that, so it can be your home address if that's what's there. Office, these are going to be pretty locked unless you've changed an office recently and it's not reflecting. Get with your SSA. You should have your NERDS number in here, your National Association of Realtors number in here. You can find that either when you onboarded with them, or you can go to their website and find your number if you don't know it. You should see an MLS ID number in here. If you don't, get with me. We need to get that in there for you, and it's in a different profile, but make sure that's in there, as well as your license. Social links. So this is important. So this is going to feed into your Moxie profile. Let's make sure that all your social media links are up to date. So your Facebook business page should be here. If you have a Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, website, and blog. Some of your websites might still have the old In Touch. So you might want to come in here and look at that and make sure it's updated to your Moxie. Some of you guys might have your website here directing you to your CB admin website. If that's the case, let's go ahead and put in your Moxie URL. So they're going to your actual personal website rather than the CB admin, which doesn't have a lot of options to change. And then also if you have a blog, you could paste that there. So it's just as simple as going to your profile, finding the URL. So let me just do an example, right? So if I wanted to get my Facebook business page URL, I would go to Facebook, I would click on my pages. I'll just click Coldwell Banker Realty Pensacola. And I want this URL that's up here at the top. So I would copy that and then I would just paste that here and save. So you just need to sign into all your profiles to get your URL and paste them in there. Lead settings, this is another important one. So this is how you get your leads. So make sure you have the correct phone number in here if you want to be contacted by phone or text. Also that your CRM has changed to the current one. So if you're still using In Touch and you're paying for it, You can keep market leader. If you're not, and you've moved over to Moxie, which is the majority of y'all, go ahead and click that Moxie Works and change that over. It gives you a availability to get leads. I think anyone is going to take the maximum amount of time in the day. You also have the ability to turn on vacation mode. So if for some reason you're going to, I don't know, where would you go that you don't have service? On a cruise, and you can't answer your phone, you might want to enable vacation mode so you don't get docked if you get a lead call. So that is your desk profile. This is the first place I want you to make sure that all your information is accurate 100%, and all of your social media is in there as well as your bio. All right, let's go back to desk. I'm going to show you the next place I want to make sure that your profile is complete. The next place is the CB Homes admin tile. When you onboard, majority of the time, you don't even see half of the stuff that we do in the background. We, as in the SSAs, work really hard to onboard you and your manager. And they go in here, and a lot of times they do a lot of it for you. But if you've never clicked on the CB admin home tile, you do want to come in here and you do want to update this. There's a bio place and there's other information. So we're just going to keep on with Karen because I know she doesn't mind and I ask her all the time. So I'm going to click into Karen. So when you click into CB admin, this is what your view is going to look like. So you're able to change this photo. So you can edit the photo by clicking on the pencil. You could change the arrangement, or you can upload a different photo. So if you have an updated photo and maybe there's an old one here, you can update it. Or if you don't have a photo, let's go ahead and place one. There's a lot of things in your profile that is locked. So if you hit this little edit button, it's really not going to let you change anything because this is all feeding through Trident. So if something is incorrect here, again, get with your SSA admin. She will come in here and she will edit it for you. He or she, I don't think we have any he's SSAs. I think they're all women. She will be able to help you navigate through that. One of the things I want to show you is the different types of drop downs that we have here for your profile. So the first thing is this MLS ID number. So if you do not have an MLS here, please get with your manager or myself today, because this is feeding into Moxie and you cannot edit this portion. Only your manager and myself or Connie can edit this. So and your SSAs. So you need to have your MLS in here. If you have multiple MLS boards that you're associated with, so for instance, we have some of our agents in Navarre that are part of 3 MLS boards, but you have to be full members. We can add them here to your MLS ID. If you're pass-through member, it will not allow us to add. You have to be full-fledged paying member, membership dues every time, or else you're not going to be able to add it here. So just make sure you have an MLS ID number here, or if you're not seeing one of your MLS boards that should be in here, get with your admin or myself today. Here's another spot to put all your social media. So we're going to want to make sure that you have your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, blog, Pinterest, Instagram, and they have now opened a spot for TikTok. TikTok is easy to get your URL. It's just going on to TikTok and searching yourself and copying. Same thing I did for Facebook. Awards, if you have any award designations, they will show here. So if you want any awards, any designations that you have, you can go ahead and edit those and add them. Here's a list, so you can just check them on. Obviously, make sure you have the designation. Just don't come click all of these because they look cool. Make sure you've actually taken the certification to get them. Languages other than English, so you can also edit that if you're bilingual. And about me bio, again, your bio needs to go here. So if you don't have that really good bio, let's go ahead and get that homework done today. As well as a personal video. So Karen has a personal video. She actually used Sunbelt to, she scheduled time and made a video, and she uploaded it to YouTube, and now she has her intro video that she can put anywhere and everywhere. So once that profile is complete, you're going to want to go ahead and save it. You can also see what it looks like. So if you want to see what the live profile looks like if I was a consumer, this is what it's going to look like. How a consumer would get to this profile. I get this question a lot, actually, and a lot of them come from managers. This is our CaldwellBankerHomes.com profile. So if somebody was searching on our CaldwellBankerHomes.com, somehow they got to the website, or they're searching on Coldwell Banker Homes and they look for an agent in Pensacola, Karen and the rest of, Kathy's agents would show up. And this is what they can do. They can come in here and audit you looking at your profile. So it'll give the phone number information, the office that you're at, Experience matters. This is all going to be on all of your guys's request a home evaluation and get pre-approved. Showing her recent sales. And then it's got her connect with Karen, her website, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, her bio, and her video. So look how good that looks, right? All I got to do is press play. I get to know Karen. If I went to somebody else's profile and they had none of that, I might skip past them because I can't get to know them. So it's important, if this is the first impression and the only impression that they get of you, then this might be something that you might want to focus on. You can also contact Karen. This will come straight to her email by putting her first, last name, and email address. So sometimes you might get a lead that comes from CB Homes. That's how you get one, is this right here, or if they're looking at a property on coldwell-banker-homes.com and you were suggested to get in contact. So that's your CB admin's profile. So make sure that's up to date. We close out of some of these. All right, a couple more profiles that you need to make sure are 100% up to date. And this is a very important one, is your listing concierge profile. So we have access, we as in marketing and your SSAs, and I believe your managers have access to go into your listing concierge profile and help you if you ever run into any issues. But the only way we can do that is if you have your profile on listing concierge filled out. So you want to open your listing concierge tile. Upper right-hand corner, looks like they just have my forehead here. My profile, you want to make sure this is completely up to date. So name, last name, your photo, email address, any phone numbers that you're associated with, as well as your personal marketing logo. If you have your own logo or your team, you can upload your own logo or your team logo here. You can add your website here. So I could add my Moxie website, as well as my social media links. So they have TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook available for you to add to your social media platform here on Listing Concierge. So make sure this is completely filled out. The other thing that you want to do is under My Team, if you are a team, you are going to want to add your team members. Okay. Sorry, it wants me to update my profile because I made changes. Profile, my profile, under team. Well, it's not going to let me hit team because my profile is incomplete. So there's an exact reason. Let me go into somebody else so I can show you. Let's go back into Karen. Karen, if you're on the phone, thanks so much for always being such a good sport, letting me go into your profile. Okay, so here I am in Karen's. So if I go to her profile is complete, so I should be able to click on My Team. So if she had a team, so let's just say your husband-wife team, or you have a bunch of other people in your team, you could add your team here. So you would click Create New Team. You can add your team image, your team name, drag in your team logo, and add all the social medias. So that's it. And then you can add members by just starting. So I could search for a member here and pull them up. So you see how it's giving me all the Brittany's in Coldwell Banker that I could add to my team. Addresses, so shipping address, make sure your shipping address is up to date. So if you want all your LC materials printed to your house, then you're going to want to add your house here. Or if you want them at the office, then you go ahead and add the office's address. And then your preferences, so where you want to receive email notifications. So Listing Concierge sends you emails, especially when you have your items that you need to go into proof. So make sure you have the correct email that you want getting that into. You can also add multiple emails. So if you're on a team or you have an assistant that's going to do it, you can go ahead and you can add that team member so they're CC'd on those emails when you have proofs available. You can also add delegations. So what that means is if you have somebody in your maybe a assistant or another person that you want to have the availability to come in to have access to your listing concierge, you would just add them by clicking the agent's name and adding the user. Let me make sure there's no questions in the chat. Hold on. I use Tony Sparks for short shot logo. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Kelly, so much for giving us a great person to contact. Do we have any questions so far with the listing concierge profile, teams, anything like that?
Hey, Brittany, Kelly, I have a question. If you give someone access to your listing concierge, do they have to be a real estate agent?
They can be an assistant. They just have to have access to desk and listing concierge. So most of the time it's just agents, unless you have a full-time assistant that works with you that when you onboarded that assistant with your manager, you gave them access through desk when they onboarded. Did I answer your question, Kelly, or who are you looking to have access?
Nope, that's good. Just planning for the future.
I like it. I like it. I like the future planning. Okay, perfect. So let's move on. Moving on. Okay, so that's Listing Concierge. Make sure that is all up to date, because that way I can go in. So if you call me and you say, hey, Brittany, I'm having an issue with Listing Concierge, I need your help, or you need me to walk you through the process of how to order a Listing Concierge. The only way I can do that is if your profile is completed, because I can't see you in my system unless that profile is completed. So just make sure that profile is completed. Even if you're a team and you always order on your teammates' profile, make sure yours is up to date, because it pulls in that information from your profile. Okay, that was a mouthful. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is Facebook. So on your business Facebook page, we want to make sure all that information is up to date. So what I mean by that is, especially for Coldwell Banker Realty Pensacola, they just moved to the Airport Boulevard. So that was one thing that, if you were with us for a very long time and you were on Bayou for, however many years we were there, I don't even know. This was a big thing for you, right? We needed to make sure that all your information was updated. So, and then the same thing with Niceville. We moved to Niceville. So just make sure your address is correct in your About Me section of your business Facebook page. Make sure you have, a little tidbit of what you do here. They have the Coldwell Banker, if I need to change that, look, Coldwell Banker United. There's a prime example of why you need to come in here and you need to make sure that this stuff is right, because it's wrong. And this word is spelled wrong. So come in here and make sure this is all correct, okay? Edit this, keep your eye on. It's always great to canvas your own profiles. What I used to like to do, so in my past life, a lot of you guys know I came from the Pensacola News Journal. One of my favorite things to do was to ask people to Google themselves, as well as look at their own website on their phone. Is it loading? Is there broken links? Is there missing things? What does your Google say? Is everything accurate? Is it not? So let's make sure that all this stuff is accurate and it's here. So come in here and do that. Same thing with this. Look, there's not even a phone number here. So if somebody's on this Facebook, the phone number is not even there. Hold on, let me fix this since we're right here. I know this phone number by heart. I don't. Let me add this phone number for them real quick. Okay, so make sure everything is there. Make sure your phone number is there. Make sure you got your right email that's there, and then your open time. So this branch is only open from 8 to 5, but if it's your business profile and it's like Brittany, realtor, I would want to put always open, right? I don't want to miss any business, but since this one has open hours, we're going to keep 8 to 5. So come in here, make sure this is accurate, make sure this is up to date. Make sure your, background photo is up to date. I showed you brand served last tool time. There's a ton of covers in brand served that you can use that are branded Coldwell Banker. So if you don't have a good Facebook cover, you can come in here and you can edit that. All right, moving on to Google Business
Brittany?
Page. Yes.
Brittany, hey, this is Erica. I got a quick question for you on the Facebook profile. So since we changed it from the Coldwell Banker Real Estate to Coldwell Banker Realty, I changed all of that in the main page, but underneath where it says this page is, what does it say? Is responsible for this page underneath the bio section on the left-hand side. When you click on your page, it still says Coldwell Banker Real Estate. Platinum Lifestyle Professionals Coldwell Banker Real Estate is responsible for this page, but I've already changed it in the name and the actual URL and everything. So I don't know where that would be pulling from.
Maybe in the settings.
Okay.
Go into settings and then click on page info and see if that shows you anything different here. Let me know.
Yeah, my computer's like all of a sudden froze just because I'm on with you at the moment. Okay, I can check it later.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, just let me know, Erica. I'll be in your office in the next week or so. We can look at it too in person if we need to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question. Okay, so moving on to Google Business page. So that's a great question Mona had. How do I create one? What does that look like? So I have a good business profile. So what you can do, how to get a Google Business page, is literally go to Google and Google Business page. And you're going to see ads. So just remember, don't click on these. These are paid advertisements. So skip all the ads and go to the Google Business profile. Let's get listed on Google. And really, it's going to tell you stand out on Google with a free Google Business page. So you can go ahead and sign up now or manage now. I believe I have one. Let's see. I think I do. Let me sign in. I do have one. So really what you're going to do if you don't have one is you're going to click manage now and sign up. So you'll create it. It'll ask you for information. It'll ask you for your address, what type of business it is, where you're located. I will tell you in the past, we have had some issues with agents creating these just because they need to get permission for the address, because there's a lot of agents in the same address. So Google gets kind of confused and wonders why you have the same address as, Erica does. So it might take a little time, or it might ask the admin of the Google Business page for Coldwell Banker Realty to approve. Just know it can be done because I did it. So really what it looks like is your Google Business page. So you can, do reviews and insights and info. So this is what mine looks like. So mine is right here. It tells my service data areas that I locate. I don't have any location, so nobody can deliver to me. I can add hours. It does have my phone number. It's got my Moxie website, appointment links. So if you had an appointment links, you can come in here and edit it all. But basically what it looks like is it looks just like your, show you what it looks like. View and search. So if somebody was to search Brittany Moulton Field Marketing, this is what it would look like. On the right-hand side, it shows up. You can change these photos, so you can add photos. So I could add my picture. I could add a picture of a home that I did. And it has my link to my website. It has a save if you wanted to save. It's got a call button. You can update your customers. I have a lot of missing information, you can see. So Google probably doesn't really like me because I haven't filled mine out fully. I really just did it for training purposes. And then reviews. So a lot of agents ask me, hey, Brittany, where's the best place to send reviews to? And I have kind of a loaded answer to that. A lot of agents who have used Zillow for many, many years, that's just primarily where they get all of their reviews. So I never tell them to stray away from that. If they're all there and they're in one place, then keep them there. I would say the best place to get reviews is on Google. When people are searching on Google for a real estate professional, the more reviews that you have, the higher you're going to show up organically in a search. So the more reviews you have, the better. You can also always come into the reviews and copy and paste them and place them in your website on Moxie and do like a testimonials tab and paste them all, right? But I would say for organic purposes and for being found out there in searches, Google is probably the best place to get reviews and the best place to go for reviews. And you can always link your reviews. So I can send this link right here, review link, out to all my customers, or even put it in my email signature. So if I wanted to copy this into my email signature and say, please leave a review for me on Google. Did you like my services? Or, for y'all at real estate, maybe at the closing table, you say, hey, I'm going to send you a link to my Google. If you wouldn't mind, please leaving me a review. You could just copy this to like your clipboard or to your desktop. So you always have this link to send out. And then that way you have a good place where you have all your reviews in one place. So again, I always tell agents to, Google themselves. So if I Google myself and I just Google Brittany Moulton, is my field marketing page even going to come up? Probably not, because I haven't done a great job with my Google page. So I really need to complete that for Google to really say, hey, that's a really great page. I need to start showing up. So you can also see insights here. This is great. So it'll show you how many customers searched for your business the last month, none. Let's see, first quarter, I appeared in 39 searches. People who found my business searching for your business name or address. So 2 people of that. And discovery, people who find your business profile by searching for a category, product, or service. So my organic search, 94% of my business that's coming to my Google page, which y'all, I'm not even promoting this page, right? I created it to show you guys like a long time ago how to do this. So you can see, look, I have 39 people that are searching for me, and I'm not even trying to promote myself. So you can see that you can also promote your business in minutes. So you can actually pay Google to do an ad. That's up to you if you want to spend your money doing that. And then it'll show you 1 month my views, when my views were, if it was a listing search or a listing on maps. So if they're looking for the maps to find you, if there was any customer actions. So I've had nobody go to my website and I've had nobody call me. Again, I'm not really looking for business. It looks like I had 2 people went to my website in August, end of August. So this is really great data to see, right? Is this working? Is this worth you getting all these reviews? I bet you if we looked at a Melissa Simpson's, right? She does a lot with her Google business page. If we looked at her insights, she probably has a ton of calls that they can track. So just know that you have a lot of insights that you can look at on Google, and it's all free, right? Why wouldn't you do this? Posts, you can actually post to your business. You can create a new one, so you can create a special offer, set dates, make it easy to redeem. I probably wouldn't. Maybe you could just create a post saying like, here for all your real estate needs. I wouldn't post on this like I would Facebook or anything like that. You want to leave it pretty cool and cucumber, because the more you post, you can have broken links, and Google doesn't like that. Booking. So if you wanted to book, you can actually add your booking provider and book appointments through here if you wanted to. If you sold a product, we're going to skip that. You don't need services. What services do you have, right? So add services that you offer. You don't offer appraisals, so you wouldn't want to put appraisals. Do you add commercial? Are you an RCC, right? Are you new constructions and sales? Like there's different types of ones that you can add to your business. Users, so you can add a user to your Google business page. So if you are on a team and you want to add a user, they're going to have a Gmail, goodness gracious, email to be able to add them, because this is all Google, which is Gmail based. You can create an ad, you can get a custom email. So you can get a custom email for your business page if you wanted to. And then linked accounts, if you have any linked accounts, you can link accounts here. And then settings is going to be any of your settings that you have for like messages, questions. So you can come in here and do all of that. So hopefully that answers Mona's questions on how to create a Google business page, and then also how to like send a review link. So just make sure you have that review link copied and pasted somewhere so that you can send that out. This is your dashboard again. You can create a post, add a photo, and create ad. I would add a photo if I were you of either a home or you in front of the office or you in front of the closing table. I would add a photo. Google likes photos, so add a photo. You can manage your business profile directly on Google Search Maps, so you can try that. Looks like I have a credit for a free ad. Claim your 500 free advertising. Probably have to sign up for something for that. Gives you your performance in a dashboard. Stay connected to COVID. Get your first review. Share your review form. Get a professional email address. Your business is on Google. View search, view maps. So if I view it on maps, probably not going to look good because I don't even have it just shows like a hexagon because it tells you that I do all from Panama City. So just keep that in mind. You can come here and look at your red view and your search view. You can share your business profile. So if you want to share it on Facebook or you want to share it on your Moxie your Moxie website, you can do that too. Check out my Google page. The more people that go to it, the more hits you're going to get, the better it's going to do. Let me go back to my screen where we just were. Learn more about your business, view your insights, and then get messages from customers. Install Google Play or install from the app. So just keep this in mind. I highly recommend that you have one if you don't have one already, or if you do have one, maybe go in there and update it. Check out your reviews, see what you have. All of the offices have one of these. And if you were in any of Nick Brown's classes that we did with him to prospecting to a paycheck, one of the things that he told his office to do in Virginia, because they weren't getting a lot of floor calls, was to go in there and leave reviews for their office so that when people Google a realtor in Pensacola, Coldwell Banker comes up first because our reviews are so high and a lot of people are going to it. So if you want more floor calls and you want more organic traffic to the office and more leads, a way to do that is to also increase the reviews on the office page too. And each office has one. The reason why I know that is because I know all of them. And I see all of them all the time. So just know that your office has a unique Google business page as well. Does anyone have any questions about Google business page? Let me exit out and see if there's anything in the chat.
Brittany, this is Erica.
Yeah.
Hey, because we've had our Google business page for so many years and through a couple of different companies, and I would just update it. And I'm thinking the answer is yes, but to take down all the old pictures, or does that, because it actually, I know it helps with SEO, but it's not reflecting the current company. I noticed that the other day.
Yeah. That's a hard one. Taking it down is going to be like, why are you taking this down? I would take them down, Erica, but I wouldn't do it all in one day.
Okay. Just spread it out over a couple months or something. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
I
perfect.
would.
Thank
So
you.
that way you're not making huge changes and Google's like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah.
I would do maybe one today and then one Friday and then take a pause for a month and then do one and then do another and then maybe add one. So take one, but then add one kind of a thing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question. Mona asked, it did help. I got as far as the address and last name. Now I know why I couldn't get past it. I look forward to you helping with the next step. Okay. Looks like, Mona, you might need to schedule a one-on-one with me. You can use the link in my email and schedule time with me. That'd be awesome. Anybody else have any questions about Google business page?
I do.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I
Okay.
can.
Yeah. So when you do a Google business page, I had put in Carol Strauss, real estate agent, and it comes up that someone else may manage this business profile because I put in Coldwell, my business address.
Mhm.
So is that telling me that Coldwell Banker has this and I need to do something else instead of Carol Strauss real estate agent? I could do something else.
No, it's just saying somebody else might manage that address. So maybe that address is verified to the Coldwell Banker one. So it's just warning you that, there's somebody else that has that same address. So it's probably just a warning, like somebody has already claimed that address, but you can still claim that address.
Okay, because it's saying that I can request access to do any changes.
And it might request access to the actual, you can try, see what that looks like. Sometimes just changing the address, like going in there and like redoing the address if you can, works too, to the same address, just like updating it basically. Sometimes that works too.
So do you recommend that you have, of course, you want to have your name in that business page?
Yep.
So, but it doesn't necessarily have to say real estate, or do you?
I could just say Carol Strauss home specialist even, or Carol Strauss realtor if you want. I think realtor is a trademark, so I probably wouldn't use realtor. I probably would use like Carol Strauss home expert or home specialist or real estate agent or real estate professional.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, a good question. Anybody else have any questions about Google business page? How many of y'all have a Google business page already? Just Carol? And I know Erica does.
I don't. Yeah.
Diane does. Let's see who else. Susan. That's it. Okay, cool. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you learned something from the Google business page section of the training. It's important to have that, obviously, because where do people normally start their search? Google. So it's important for you guys to have a presence on that along with the office, right? So another way that you can help the office, again, Google the office and request for, or even yourself, just leave a, recommendation. You don't even have to ask your client to, but you and your friends and family could boost that so much more and make that a little bit more of an oomph so you guys get more calls. You have one. Kelly has a sad face. What's wrong with Kelly's sad face? Kelly put a sad face. Why sad face? That accident? Okay, I'm gonna chalk it up so that was an accident. Okay. A couple other places that you guys want to have a profile, and even if you're not doing a lot with it, is obviously realtor.com and Zillow. So even though you may not want to use those platforms because we all hate that word Zillow, it's still important for you to have at least just a profile designated. So if somebody was to search you or find you, you're on there and it's connected. Also, I hate to say it, but Zillow has really great SEO. So they come up on Google. Again, for those of you who don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. It's how people get rated and how you get seen on Google. And Zillow has really good SEO if you haven't noticed. So just having that profile too, when people search you, that profile will come up and it just connects you as a real estate agent. Even though we hate them and we don't really like them, I still would suggest having one. And it's just as easy as going to Zillow and creating a profile. You don't need to be like a Zillow Premier agent unless you want to be. But just having a profile would be great, as well as on realtor.com. The more profiles that you have that are all cohesive and they have your same name and your phone number and your address and everything is correct, the better, right? Because then Google crawls all those and says, oh, that's the same Carol over here as the same Carol over here. And it puts it all together and it puts it on that one page when you search yourself. So it comes up. So let me do like an example of what I mean. I'm going to use my Karen Cosgrove, because why not? So if I Google Karen Cosgrove, just say realtor. Let's see what comes up. So the first one is going to be your Coldwell Banker Homes page. She has a Google business page right here. I don't know where the North W Street is coming in, so we need to have her update that. She's got a realtor profile. She's got her ColdwellBanker.com profile. Her Facebook is coming up. Pensacola Association of Realtors. Her Zillow profile is coming up. Her LinkedIn. Her CB In Touch is still coming up because it's got good SEO. HomeSnap. Look at all our pictures. We know that that's Karen. It looks like she's running an ad for Coldwell Banker, Karen Cosgrove. So if we go to page 2 where we had hide dead bodies, what pages are showing up? So her YouTube is showing up on page 2. I don't know any of these, what those are. But this is just a good example that it's really, really, really important that you have all of your profiles filled out so that they're streamlined. And we can see right here that this is a little mistake. I got to get with Karen today and tell her, hey, your Google business profile doesn't have the correct address. She does have 5 out of 5 reviews on Zillow and 1 Google review. So she might want to kind of beef those up to make sure that it is correct. If I click on our website, let's see where that takes her. Takes her to her CB admin website. So just a good example that when you, if you haven't Googled yourself recently, try it, see what's coming up. Make sure everything's working. Make sure everything's streamlined. Make sure something is coming up on Google Business page if you have a Google Business page. All right, guys. Well, that ends our, she said Zillow sad face. Oh, that makes sense. Sad face for Zillow. I hate Zillow. As do all of you, I'm sure. That kind of concludes our bios and profile section of tool time today. I really wanted to dive into each of them and show you guys where you need to really be focusing on your profiles. Next week on tool time, we will be doing Market Quest V2. So make sure you join me. Again, these are every Monday from 1 to 2. I'm available and I'll stay on if you guys have any questions until 2. We'll leave it as an open chat if you want to pop off and we can chat. So thank you guys. I'm gonna stop the recording. That way it can start going so I can put that on the YouTube channel.